Our students, Brian Proctor, back with another lesson. And for all you familiar students, welcome back. And for all you new people that have just found my channel, welcome. My name is Brian and I am the art teacher. I teach all things comics, anatomy, storytelling, pacing, whatever. Even if you don't want to do comics, you want to learn just how to draw, I got you, okay? So this one is going to be action pose position. I haven't done one of those in a long time. I've been doing a lot of stuff for those people who are very beginners. And I know there are beginners, intermediate and kind of advanced people that watch my channel. So I didn't want to just stay on one edge of the corner too long. I want to give to all these people. So this one's action pose position. And I did this quick action pose position because the next video I'm going to break it down the way I did my 360 book where I showed you all the angles of the person. I'm going to take each part of the body and I'm going to break it down, but I explain that at the end of the video, so I don't want to keep this going so long. I always look away. I look at my monitor. Yeah, I don't know why. So anyway, let's get on to this class, action pose position. I don't know what number it is because it's been a long time since I've done one. So let's get to drawing. Oh, one last thing. If you're new to the action pose position series, I never put clothes on these characters. I draw just the physical features because I don't want to have a character look like somebody else's character because I don't know what all you guys' characters look like. So I just basically do the anatomy and don't do a face, but I did a crooked little face on this one so that you guys can draw it and put your own face and your own costume on that. So that's the purpose of doing these action pose positions. All right, now let's go. All right, so this is the final product. I always start out with the end of the video, at the beginning of the video, showing you guys what you're about to get into. So this is the final product. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's go. All right, so back to action pose positions. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I've been doing a lot on basic drawing, beginner's drawing. So now we're going to get more into the semi-advanced drawing, or people that are ready to take that next step. And then after this video, I have an incredible video for you guys that's rolling around in my head. So action pose position. Now this is something, if you're new to the channel, this is something I was doing. I was taking poses, action poses, and drawing them and teaching you guys how to draw them. So, because you always need that in your comic books. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to always do your torso. And you should have the picture, an image in your head of your picture before you start drawing it. Don't just start drawing it. And you got to forgive my throat because it's early morning and I always have this dry throat early in the morning. So you should always have that picture in your head. Let me go a little darker for you guys of that image that you want to do. You always start out with your torso and then you kind of give the direction that you're going to take your picture in or take your drawing in. So this is my torso right here, and of course it's leaning. So because it's leaning, we're going to have the center line here, and I'm going to go a little fast on this, but I'm going to break it down after I get it done. But if I draw too slow, then my drawing comes out stiff. So then I'm going to have my shoulder, my collarbone, and it's going in this direction. It's tilted, as you can see. Then the mountain for your rib cage, and then my chest, a little bit above that mountain, that chest. Then at this point, and it's just doing the beetle, and I always do the beetle. And you may have a little bit left over there, you may not. You always do the beetle, and this is straight because this part does not bend in any way. It just rotates and twists, and so it won't bend. So these lines will always stay that way. So we have this, which is your delt, and you have the other delt, which is going to be lower than that one. What's left over here, this is your shoulder. Make a V for your neck. And then your, right here, you want to turn this to be your chest. So then I'll add a little bit of twist to that, a little curve to that. And then you have your torso completed in a few seconds and a few lines. And as I said, forgive my throat because I have dry throat in the morning. And I just got up. I had this incredible idea. And I said, let me do this because it's a good idea. Not the action pose position, but the drawing, that next video after this. But they all connect. So going down here, I'm going to have my hips, waist, hip. And this is going, since it's going to twist, these lines are going to go like this. It's going to go kind of like that. Let's see if am I actually focused. I am. So we're gonna have my hips here, but since you can't see that, let me get another piece of paper and I'll show you. And I'll show you in pen so that you will understand what I just did. We have the character, this is his shoulders, he's gonna be twisted like that. So if this was a stick and I bent it, it's gonna be like this. You have your top line here, you have your bottom line here, you're gonna have a center line. So as you bend that character or twist that character, your lines are gonna do like that, and this is gonna stretch, this is gonna compress. Somehow all these lines are gonna kind of compress when they twist into each other, or fold or bend in, or if compress is the right word. So because you may have not seen that in the red. So we have this, and then we're gonna have your torso here, which is just a tuna can, which is just round like this. Usually when I draw, it depends on how much twist I have. I have my torso here. This is the little mountain. Now, depending on how much twist I have, if he's pretty much standing straight up and down, I'll do what I call the tuna can, like that, because this is all it is just this, like that, just placed underneath that. So basically you set this on top of that, this ball or this oval on top of that, and that's what you have. But if I do a lot of twist, a whole lot of twist, I'll turn that tuna can into a ball. So I can imagine that it's riding around, this thing is riding around that ball, or that ball is in the middle of it, so the joints can like slide across it. Because remember, this top part, if this was the torso, this doesn't move. This is just bones. So it would slide around that bone or that ball, which is your waist, which it does move. That part is flexible in a twist, just like your hips. That is another bone that really doesn't move. So that would slide on the top and the bottom on that ball. So, but that's only if I'm doing a twist. If I have a large bend or twist in that person's body. So this one kind of half and half, because I want to bring it down like this. So we have that. I'm going to follow this line down like this. So we're going to have the upside down house like that. Following that, and that might be a little low for me because when you twist it, you're going to have, as I said, it's going to compress here. So this space is not going to be this space is going to be longer than this space, because it's going like this basically, because you're twisting that part in. So all these areas here are going to be longer than that. So something else you have to watch out for. So it's going to be more like that. And that's why I use the ball, because it's just a little easier for me, because you know that other line, you're not using straight lines like for the tuna can, the ball, and you can just cut across the ball. Hopefully you understood that. Maybe not. So here's my waist way up here on my hips. This is my waist right here. It got scrunched up because it's going around. So my hips. As I said, this does not twist. So no matter how you turn it, it's still going to be like this. So it's this line here it's going to be straight. Yeah, I'm just leave it like that. It's going to be straight no matter how much I twist it. And the whole thing is round. Remember that the whole body is round, but this is not going to be. It's not going to shrink or bend or twist, if you know what I'm saying. It's just going to stay this shape, moving around. So if you put the ball here, and you put the torso here, like this. Show the torso, Brian, like this. You're going to have more space here than you do there. Let me draw this again. This is the ball under here. And this is the upside down house. So you have more space here than you have here. And that gives you your bend. Now, if he bends forward, if his head is like up here, that's one thing. But if he bends forward and his head is down here, that's a whole nother story. And we'll get into that later. So, doing the ball, doing that, doing the upside down house, and it's going to follow this line. However you have this line, your center line going, the roof of that house, your upside down house, is going to be right there. So you can also have more here than there, and that's only because of the twist of the hip. So what I want to do here is I want to bring his leg down. And as I said, once I draw slow, it becomes a little stiff. When I draw slow, it becomes stiff. So I have to draw fast. And you know, these videos, you kind of have to either watch it again or download it. And well, you got to watch it again regardless, unless you're good enough to just keep up with me. So it's going to be like that. So this other leg, I'm going to bring this other leg up here, which is just another oval. And then I'm going to tuck that other leg down under. Other leg. When I say other leg, other part of the leg, other half of the leg. Here's my knee. And here's the other half of the leg. Find out how much back do I want it to go, how far back do I want it to go. This will have a little curve to it. You can have this one a little curve to it, this part of the leg. This one, you have more curve here than you have here, but you still have curve to it. Instead of making it straight, it gives it more action. But you don't want to curve it too much because then you're distorting your character. So this. And usually when I do action poses, I have like a little story to go with it or a theme or something. It's hard for me to just draw. Just say, somebody say, oh, draw me something. It's hard for me to do that unless I see a situation. That's what I want to say, a situation. The guy's running out of a house, or he's diving off a diving board, or he's doing this, or he's doing that. Then I can basically do the drawing. But other than that, it's hard. So we're going back up here to the torso. Now the neck, when you have this V, your neck comes off there. You can always make the neck a little bigger. And then you put the head here, however you want to put the head. I'm going to twist the head a little bit because it's kind of looking that way. So because he's looking that way, this neck is going to go, the neck is going to go all the way up to the side of his head and run along the side of his head. So his face is going to be facing that way. So I want to give this a little more neck right here. So, okay, now you see where I have this, and you have this extra space right here from this circle. You want to bring that shoulder out more. Same thing here. Because you'll always have extra space. Let me do this real quick. Whenever you draw the torso in the beetle fashion, let me get a better pen. You have this, 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 and this, which is the collarbone. And as I say, take it off of the shoulder, take it off of this circle, and this is where your delt goes. So from here, you have this V, your neck comes up, and here's your head. Now you see this little short shoulder? Could have done better. It comes off here. So you want to bring that at least to this part of this ball here. You want to pick that shoulder and bring it out more like that, fill in his shoulders. So whenever you do that beetle part, you're always going to have extra room here. As I said, your shoulders are like this. This is all your you have for shoulders here. So you just want to bring it out more, at least to touching this ball here. It's got to touch that ball. And then hands. And this is where you get your hardcore action is hands, arms. The way you put your arms and your legs, that determines your hardcore action. Now I can put both arms straight down like this, put both arms straight down like that, and it just would look kind of stupid. Maybe he's doing some kind of dance, fancy dance or something. Or I could put the arms like in going in like a back, and then the fist here, and then you have, a little more action, but not for this particular pose. And that's all you have to do is, if you see one pose, you can change it in so many different poses by moving the arms. The torso is not going to change. The torso might twist, but it's not going to change. So you could just move these arms and legs and position the head somewhere different, and you have a dozen poses from just this torso and the hips. So with this, it's going to be like he's flying and he's blasting. They're shooting at him, so he wants to shoot at them too. So do this. It's just an oval, and then this is a triangle, basically. I showed you this in the last couple videos, I believe. Oval, you have your circle for arms. For those who always have trouble drawing arms, here we go. Your delts. Well, let's do this. Your delts are circle right here. Or your deltoid muscle, which connects your collarbone, rides right over top of those delts. You have that. You do an oval. Anybody can do an oval. Don't get carried away like, oh, my oval's perfect, so I can't draw. You do an oval into that. And then you do a triangle, round it off, if it's aiming towards you, into this. Let's just say, here's my triangle, like that. Like that. So let's round this triangle off. Let's just say it was an ice cream cone. And here's my oval shaped ice cream. So anybody can draw an ice cream cone. And I think the thing is, when people don't see the shapes that they're drawing, where they don't see something as a known shape, it's hard for them to do. Like you draw, I mean, you write all day. You go to school and you write all day. You write numbers and you write all day. But then you are scared to take that same shape that you've been doing all day when it comes to drawing. You're like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to draw an oval. I don't know how to draw a circle. But you just wrote a book report. 2-3 hours writing book report. Yeah, I know now we type stuff. We don't write anymore. But then when coming back to use that same shape in a drawing, you're so scared. That's why I sketch. You need to sketch every day. Just sketch. Do something on a plain piece of paper, or newsprint paper, or a newspaper, or toilet paper, or paper towel. Just draw anything. That way you won't be afraid to say, oh, this is a masterpiece. You can't draw a masterpiece on a toilet paper. You're going to throw it away. So you're not going to make a masterpiece on a paper towel because you're going to throw it away. And that takes the fear of drawing away when you're just sketching, and you're sketching on something that's basic paper that's basically trash. That's why I said don't go out and buy you this expensive drawing pad. This $80 drawing pad with this, paper that's laced with pure gold, and then you'll be scared to draw on it. You're like, oh, I'm not good enough to draw. Because I had that. I used to do that all the time. I still have some drawing pads that are expensive that I haven't drawn on yet. But draw on some paper that you really don't care about. Some old notebook paper that's, on the back. Draw on the back of some old paper that you did work on, and you got a F on it, and you're like, okay, well, let me just use this and I'm going to throw it away anyway. So, yeah, don't be afraid to draw. So again, we have your oval, we have your cone, your ice cream cone, which is right this. Everybody who's not drawing an ice cream cone in their life, or a snowman. Here's a snowman. You can draw the snowman all day, and you don't think about, oh, the circle is not perfect. It's not right. Just draw the thing and keep going. So here's your ice cream cone right here. Here's the ice cream on top of it. That's like this. You have a big old ice cream block right there. That's all this is. And then your circle on the top. So round this off, round this off. And this is where your hand is going to go, right here. This is your hand. So you just add some curve to that. Instead of this being so sharp right here, that's why you rounded it off. Instead of it being so sharp, you come and you do this, and you do that. And there's your arm right there. And then there's your hand right there. And that's basic, simple. And the same thing, if you wanted to bend the arm up, you just take that cone, you take this, you put a small ice cream right in there, put a little scoop of ice cream in that cone, and then you draw your triangle. If this was the oval, if this is the oval. So let's do that again because I just screwed y'all up. Here's your circle. Here's the bottom of your snowman. Here's your little piece of snowman. This is what I'm going to call that. Here is your oval. This is your delt, by the way. Here's your oval. Do another circle. A small piece of ice cream on top of that, and then you do your cone. like that. And then you have a bent arm. So if this is your shoulder right here, this is your head, this is your neck, this is your arm, and it looks like an arm. So you can't say, oh, it doesn't look like an arm, it doesn't work. Yeah, it does. There it is right there. Just by those three shapes. This on top of it. If it's bent, draw another little piece of ice cream there, and then your cone. No points. Cut it off. And then you just round it off here. Round it off there, round it off there. And then you have an arm. Simple. All right, so back to this drawing. So here, and you can give it some bend. I mean, I could have went down and up, but I didn't. So let's just continue with this. And then there's your circle right here. And then put your hand however you're going to put your hand. And always step back away from your picture, not like just step back. I mean, go away, close, turn your picture over, walk away, whatever. Then wait for 5 or so minutes, 10 minutes, come back, look at your picture, and you're going to be able to say, okay, this is a little off, this is a little off, that's a little off, and you can kind of fix that. So let's take this, let's get rid of this, let's do something else with this arm to fit that position. So if this guy who's actually is flying, I look at this foot now and I'm like, yeah, that foot is wrong, foot is too small. This guy is like flying. This could be a little longer, depending on how much angle it is towards you. If this guy is flying or dodging something, this arm, it could be out like that, but it's kind of, if he's shooting at somebody else, like his little bolt or blast. If you're shooting at somebody else, yes, but if he's kind of like dodging, let's see if we put this back. And I'm gonna put this arm, the arm goes back here, and that hand is gonna come here, which is gonna be kind of behind that leg. Because I could also put it down here, and it'll be like right here. But since it's gonna be a tight elbow, it's gonna go back here behind the body, and it's gonna come here. This is his wrist, and this is the fist right there. So let me get more of a triangle shape there. So now, again, this is going to be round, of course, to fit under that ball. Bring that waist down. That waist is round. This is round. This is going to be scrunched in. With these two pieces come together, this is going to be scrunched in. This is going to come out. Showing you the pencil. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Your view and my view are two different views because of the light that I'm dealing with. My light, my fluorescent light. So this is going to be like this, and it's going to come down like this, and then go down into the crotch, because this is going to be here, because this leg comes and goes down following that crotch like that. This is a light pencil. This is an H4. This is crazy light. I think the higher you go, this is a HB. So let's see what this is. Yeah, you see the difference between that and that H4, which is just crazy. So just in case when you're buying pencils, you always have the H. This is a HB. This is a H4. You see the difference in the darkness of the lightness. These are good for inking. If you want to ink over that, you know, it doesn't overpower the pen, where this one is like really dark. So if you erased, you might have smudges, but since it's an H and not a B, you won't have that many smudges. All right, let's get back to this. Getting long, because I'm going to ink this, but I'm going to ink it off camera. I'm not even going to do a speed one, just to just to save time. Not too shabby. Now, what I could do is I could bring this leg, I could curve this leg or bring it in more. But if I bring it in more, it kind of looks like he's running. So I'm going to leave it at that. And this is why I say walk away from your picture, Come back 10 minutes later, go have a sandwich or do something. Don't start playing video games because you will never come back. And then you can see where you can change something up at. So this is good for me. Separate the hand. So since he's going to be blasting, I could either have the hand straight or it could be coming from his palm. So I want it more to come from his palm. So if his thumb is going to be here and maybe curved in, the finger's going to come straight up like that. There's 3 fingers. I want this 4th finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get a pencil. H4. Let's do the HB. So we have this. Something to that degree. And the wrist is straight, and then you have that muscle like that, because that comes down. Bicep, tricep. This, that, this comes around, this goes into the chest. This is one piece, this is like this. This goes into there, but you have that little dip right here. So it looks like a separation. It looks like one piece. So this is going to go back behind. There's the shoulder. There's the neck. Going for the neck. Now I can sit here and draw this with a pencil. But I didn't want to, since you guys can see better. Your love handles comes here and down. This is your leg, goes up in here. Now, these legs are a little long, but I'm going to keep them long just because. It goes here. Your knee is that little diamond. You have some space here, a little meat here. Calf, bit here. You can make the leg a little fatter, like that. Part of your crotch, which is going to come up, because your leg is going to push it up like that. This, and then straight. This is pushing against this part of the leg. This calf is pushing against this part of the leg, which is going to make it fatter. I could probably a little bit longer, depending on the angle. My camera just skipped because I just reached my maximum file size, but it is still running. So if it's your skip, that's what that was. And then the foot, like so. And of course you won't be able to see that hand because it's here. You may see that thumb twist going down like that, but you won't see the rest of that. So we have this line here. Let's bring that up. Here, your ribs are going to go right here because your lats are right behind this. This is going to give you a little bit of peace right here. That's why I did a double lump right there. Stomach. It's here, here, and then here. And then this is going to be your love handles. And this one is scrunched in right there. Sort of like that. Neck, shoulders, you have that extra piece right there in your shoulders. All this is considered your shoulders, but this is your traps. Somebody wrote me on, it was like, that's your trapezoids. And then I'm like, yeah, I know and you know, but a lot of people don't know the name of the muscles. And I said, you must be new to my channel because I always name the muscles as I'm drawing them. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of knowledge of muscles and so forth and so on. All right, so that's that action pose position. Now, hopefully I did a little bit of enough coverage so I don't have to add more to this video and then lengthen it, make it a little longer. I'm looking, I'm trying to remember that I do anything. Of course, you know the legs are cylinders. So, same thing with the legs. The same thing with the leg as the arm. This part right here could be this big oval. This part could be this cone because it's going to be more fatter here than here. So you can actually do that cone, put your diamond in the middle, bring this in and out, bring this in and out. Same thing with here, cylinder, your oval here. Then you're going to have to be able to round it off and then go back like this. It's still a cone or a triangle. Just round it off, cut it here, and add the foot. Then just add your knee here. And your knee is it's squared off. Once you bend it, it's squared off like this. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to get really detailed in doing the knees and show you guys because it's facing the front, so you're gonna see some front knee like this. And this goes in. All right, so I'm going to ink this. I'm going to come back. I know this is really long. I may shorten it, but you know, heroes look good when they kind of stretch a little bit, especially when they're in action motion. Just look at some anime and you'll be able to see that. All right, so let me go ink this and I'll be right back in a second. All right, so here we are with the final ink version, and I threw a little crooked face on him. That face is crooked as all get up. But I'm going to take it one step further and then put him into the position that I see him in to. So we're going to come right back in just a split second and then you'll see what I'm saying. Okay, so here we are with the final product. Now, I mean, I could point out so many things because I rushed the shadows. I could add more shadows, but this is the final product. So he's shooting at them as they are shooting at him. This is why they twisted kind of the body. This is what I saw when I thought about this. I saw that little arch in the body because he's kind of like twisting and bending at the same time, trying not to get hit by the beams while he's shooting his little Kirby Craggle beam back at them. So, I mean, there was a lot more I wanted to do to this video, but whenever I do this, I'm doing this kind of like live straight off my head, so it's not scripted. So some things I forget, some things I add, and I try not to make the video too long, but sometimes it does get that way. But yeah, this is it for this video, and the reason I did this quick action pose position is because I want to show you more about the body. Now, I always show you about the body, but I only show you from, shall we say, straight on. What does something look like when it's twisted? What does it look like from behind? What does it look like from the bottom or the top? So that's what I'm going to do in the next video. Just break everything down: the torso, the arm, the neck, the head, and just like I did the 360 book, I'm going to break it down each part and show you how to draw once you learn to draw separate parts from every angle. So just thinking about it, this is the 360 book, and this is just, you know, showing you different angles of it. But drawing a body is just basically stacking shapes on top of one another. And what does it look like when you put one shape on top of another? That's the thing. I can show you how to draw this all day, and you're like, okay, now I know how to draw this shape. But when I start to twist it and turn it, do you know what it looks like? So that's what I'm going to do in the next video. I'm going to take the pieces of the body and start to show you what it looked like from the front side, and then just start adding on the other pieces as well, so that you will know what the puzzle looks like from all angles, and then you'll be able to draw just like that. So I'm going to end this video here, and I hope you guys got something from this. Leave them a comment, thumbs up if you liked it, and comment and subscribe too. Tell your friends that are stuck in the house, hey, this guy's teaching you how to draw. Go to his channel, check it out, learn something. So again, that's it for this class. Stay safe. If you're in the room drawing and leaving the world behind, you're good to go. You can come out with some great knowledge. All right, I will see you guys in the next class. Class dismissed. I said I'm going to give me a little bell sound, you know, special effects bell sound, so you know when the class is really over. All right, I'll see you guys later.